Good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's action on the 9th annual Super Smash TV tournament here on GG Speedruns. Tonight, we have got a very exciting rematch of the 6th annual Super Smash TV tournament between Tele01 and Aquas, and in that match, it went all 7 games with multiple photo finishes. And if this is even half as good as that match, I think we're going to be in for a treat tonight. Hi everyone, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23, and joining me on the commentary tonight, we've got Tetsuo. It's good to have you here tonight. Apologies that these last 2 matches just didn't quite go your way. You made near miraculous comebacks only to fall short in that 7th game, but it is good to have you here tonight, Tetsuo.
Cards, thank you very much. I'm happy to be back at the booth. I'm really excited about this match too. These guys have a history together, as we both know. These guys always just make so many punches with each round. And yeah, so it's going to be the second chance round 5. Telio is the number 3 seed, and Aquas is the number 4 seed, I believe.
He's the number 5 seed. Telio is the number 3 seed for this tournament. So whoever wins this will move on to the second chance semifinals to take on Lucha Jim, and the loser will be eliminated, tied for 5th place. Yeah, Lucha Jim, the 11th seed, making it no worse than 4th place, is an impressive showing, and one of these two will take them on in that second chance semifinals. So whoever wins this, in my opinion, is going to have their work cut out, because Lucha Jim has been playing out of his mind so far.
Absolutely, and I could certainly attest to that. Yeah, he's been on fire this tournament. I love to see it. And yeah, whenever we're ready, I can start counting these guys in for the first round. It is a best of 7, as Card said.
Yep, that is correct. Just like their encounter in last year's, I do believe it was the winners quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken. That one went all 7 games, multiple photo finishes, including that game 7 that came down to the literal wire, which Aquas won. And we're going to see if Telio can get his revenge on him this time around. I'm sure he's going to want to do that and eliminate Aquas in the process. Telio, of course, last year's bronze medalist in the tournament, so he's looking to get a little bit deeper here. We'll see if he can get past Aquas. This promises to be an exciting match.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what's kind of funny, Cards, is including myself, we all have top 3 in the professional mode for ActRaiser on the speedrun board.
All right, so here we go. This is game number 1. So Aquas is on the left. I do see that the names are in reverse. We'll get that fixed, because you can see Aquas is doing the orb manipulation strats, as he's been doing throughout much of this tournament. Aquas just doing, or Telio, I beg your pardon, is doing the traditional strats here. So, Telio early on the nuke didn't get it, so Aquas didn't get it, so Telio is going to have an opportunity here. So if they don't switch these names, I promise I'm going to mess this up all night. Hopefully we can get Mr. Dino to swap the names here on this. Or wait a minute, I have no idea what's going on here. We got Aquas on the right, and yeah, no, Telio does have the orb. Telio got an orb. I think that's Telio who's got an orb. I no longer have any idea what's going on here, but we got a spreader here. For Telio, I guess that's Telio. I really have no idea, because I thought Aquas was doing the orb manipulation. I know he missed it, but if that is Telio, so Telio, all right, we have everything cleared up. Thank you very much, Mr. Dino. So yeah, it is Telio that did get the first drop orb. Aquas also has an orb himself, but is trailing going into Eat My Shrapnel. My apologies. What would an exciting match be without some technical difficulties?
Yeah, absolutely. We always have to scramble to get things set up here in terms of there's a lot to take into consideration, but Dino does a fantastic job. We're on top of it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing job as always. So yeah, eat my shrapnel. 18 Mr. Shrapnels to take out it. Both these runners are going to be in good shape. A buck 58 for Telio going into Total Carnage. Aquas, I think, is going to be roughly 10 seconds back. Yeah, he's got one more shrapnel to take out. That's it. He's got a 208, about 9.5 seconds back of Telio, and Telio already starting with the Razor Shield here, so he's in real good shape for Total Carnage.
Yeah, Aqua's here. He's doing a good job taking control of center. Generally, that's what you see in these rooms with the orb. They just like hover the center as much as possible, deviate from the center for like, grabbing an advantageous drop like rockets or spreaders.
Speaking of rockets, not in the best location, a better location for Aqua, so he doesn't have to go anywhere. So that may give him a slight opportunity. There's a Razor Shield. Ooh, that shrapnel is a little bit scary on Aqua's side, but he does manage to get the Razor Shield and keep the orb intact. So both these runners are going to be out in a very, very good time. Talia going to have a 254 into the bonus room. Aquas is going to gain a little bit of that time back. It does look like he's got himself a 302. So yeah, he cut a second and a half off that lead there, Tetsuo.
Yeah, you love to see it. Things could definitely, flip flip the script, if you will, in the next room here, which is tank trouble. Pretty notorious room here.
Invulnerability in a bad spot. I think Talio is just going to ignore that one. Let's see if Aquas. Oh, and Talio loses the orb, so an opportunity perhaps for Aquas, but it's a dude also in a bad location, so he's gonna have to fight for it as well. But if Aquas can keep the orb healthy, again, his arena gameplay is one of the best in the business, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But he is getting overwhelmed and he's getting caught in that southwest corner. He finally gets the gunner and finally gets rewarded with some vitamin R, and I think we may see a change in leadership, Tetsuo.
Yeah, absolutely. Aqua's played it smart, being in the southwest, as you were saying. He just like wanted to play it safe, play it cool, not panic. Telio's chasing every possible drop here to try to get that recovery orb, or as we can see, rockets. Single rockets are actually really good.
Yeah, if you don't have an orb, having single rockets will go a long ways. And there it is. Aquas has taken the lead, erasing that deficit with a 416 Battalion. Very much in the thick of things with a 421. Just a 5-second gap. Telio has 2/3 a clip of rockets he can use to the gunners up front, while Aquas has an opportunity to get the ball buster.
Yeah, so you see Aquas is starting to travel up to the left there. He's kind of close. Mewtwo Man's kind of close to the top there, but now he's going to start going for that orb setup.
Yeah, Aqua's having a tough time here. Does manage to get in there. You can see the first arm has popped off for Aquas, and he has some lobbers, so off to a good start in this fight. Telio can't get to these lobbers. They're being mother henned here, but Telio finally manages to make the grab here, and he gets his first arm popped off. So despite the ball buster here, as Aquas is going to take the intentional death, hope for a spreader in a great location, but not quite the right weapon. Still, then we're neck and neck here as Telio is just keeping the damage going, and now Telio a chance to retake the lead big time with a spreader in a great spot.
Yeah, it's like that was an ideal location for the spreader, to be honest. So yeah, he's gonna eliminate at least one form here. Probably get almost a final Mewtwo, but not quite.
Yeah, Telio with the lead, but Aquas, if he gets a spreader here, he may have an opportunity, but it's rockets instead. So Telio gonna keep that lead here. Final form should be coming soon for Telio. A great player two spreader. Aquas used to be a player two player here in the tournament until he did the orb manipulation strats here. He's now gone to player one, and that spreader would have done him wonders here. Telio in final form here, looking to close it out here in game number one, and does. A very, very healthy time for game number one. Despite having that rough tank trouble, Tele01 wins it.
And yeah, the lobber chain is just so important on final Mewtwo. That and the DPS with the grenades is also fantastic, but as long as you can keep the lobber chain going, and then Aquas finishes up as well.
Just too many dead drops between lobbers, Aquas. Telio just kept the damage going, even if he wasn't getting the best of weapons. But of course, that spreader ended up being key there, and it ends up being a 17-second victory for Tele01. So Tele01, who lost that very, very memorable match against Aquas, draws first blood here in this second chance quarterfinals and is up 1-0.
All right, I'll go ahead and get these gentlemen ready cards.
All right, sounds good. So Teleo had the first orbs. He got that first drop orb that enabled him to carry a lead. Unfortunately, tank trouble didn't go his way, but fortunately, Tele01 was only 5 seconds back, got the better drops on Mutoy Man, and was able to come away with a 17-second victory. We'll see if Aquas can rebound in game number one. And I mean, Aquas didn't do anything wrong in game number one. It's just Mutoy Man being Mutoy Man. Tele01 made that mistake in tank trouble, got bailed out with rockets in the end of tank trouble, and then got the spreader in a perfect location to take game number one. We'll see if Aquas can equalize here.
All right, I'm going to count them in right now. Round two is about to be underway, folks.
All right, good deal here. So we'll see if Aquas can make the proper adjustment here. Again, he missed on his orb manipulation here, so we'll see if he can rebound here in game number two. Was a little bit early on that nuke. We'll see if he can make that proper adjustment.
Yeah, and we'll see also. Aquas will keep going for that orb manip. He's been working on that a lot, so we'll see if he has, if he's able to perform that in this round and the upcoming rounds as well. Because, yeah, that could, in the beginning of each game, that's like a huge swing if you could get that guaranteed orb.
There we go, game number two. So there you go. Aquas again is going for the orb manipulation. Yeah, Tele01 just happened to get lucky on his, unless he knows a manipulation that I certainly don't, because he actually got the orb in the spot you want to get the orb in for the orb manipulation. So the fact that he actually got it in that location is absolutely amazing. So see if Aquas got it this time here. It looked like he might have gotten it. Real Zero believes he did. Yep. It's a 1.5-second lead as it currently stands, but that lead might grow if Aquas did indeed get that orb manipulation and Teleo doesn't get an orb. He does. Perfectly done. Teleo's first drop is going to be a nuke, which ain't great in this room with the spawn rates being as low as it is. So yeah, definitely a clear advantage this time around for Aquas.
Yeah, Teleo's just going to be chasing these drops here. He wants an orb as soon as possible before you get to total carnage, to be honest.
Aquas just has to finish one more Mr. Shrapnel, and he's going to have a 77 out the door into Eat My Shrapnel. Teleo is just fishing for drops right now, and he's going to be about 10 seconds back as he clears that last Mr. Shrapnel. At 10 seconds back as Aquas gets a Razor Shield. That'll help against the Swarmers here. Teleo is just looking to keep this alive. Grenades. That's a little bit helpful. That's going to help with the Mr. Shrapnels, but he's going to need something better. Razor Shield's not bad either, but Aquas right now in firm control here on Eat My Shrapnel. Teleo continuing to chase here as he's now got rockets, so that is going to help him get through the rest of this room without losing time, but he needs to see that orb soon, Tetsuo.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like the item table is dancing around that orb, so to speak, but hopefully Teleo will be seeing that orb in the beginning of the next room here.
It's 2 minutes flat for Aquas out the room. Teleo is going to be 2:11. So yeah, he only lost a second just because he had to use the pea shooter on that final Mr. Shrapnel. So, he kept it fine. And just what the doctor ordered, Teleo gets a first drop orb in total carnage. That's going to keep him in the running there, Tetsuo.
Yeah, you love to see it. We want to see this, these games obviously as close as possible. Swings do happen. Both are maintaining control of center very convincingly, guards.
Very good kill count here. I expect nothing less out of these top tier runners here. I mean, they have both made the podiums on different occasions. A nice rocket drop here for Teleo, which may give him a chance to cut into that lead because, Aquas really hasn't gotten anything to complement this orb so far. And now Teleo gets a Razor Shield to go with it. He could further cut into that lead. A nuke. Not quite the end of the room there for Teleo. It's a 258 for Aquas. Teleo trying to save the nuke for the end of the room here. I think he can do it, but he doesn't need to. He finishes up the room and has a 307. I'll tell you what, gained a couple of seconds back there on Aquas, did Teleo.
Yeah, within 10 seconds, considering Teleo's situation earlier on, is actually very, very impressive.
Yeah, Teleo, got a good rocket drop that was able to cut into that lead a little bit. Aquas just didn't really get anything in that total carnage room. I mean, you really don't need anything. You can still have a solid room without drops. It's just having drops will help expedite the room. Aquas getting a spreader. One gunner is off the board. Teleo gets a Razor Shield. Not in a great spot, but that is going to be more helpful than that spreader. Teleo should be able to get both gunners off the walls here, and he does so. Aquas gets the second gunner off as well. So now he can focus on the middle of the room, but it's getting a little little bit crowded here on Aqua's side. Telio's the one that's going to be safe with that Razor Shield, so he may gain some more time. Yeah, that purple shirt almost picked off the orb again on Aquas, and now a rocket drop for Tele01 could further cut into that lead. More rockets for Telio.
Wow.
He's having a great tank trouble here, Tetsuo.
What?
Another set of rockets, 3 in a row, and Telio takes the lead with a 412. Aquas.
Incredible.
Wow, 416 is going to be about 4.5 seconds back. Man, what an amazing tank trouble that was for Tele01. He now has the lead and has rockets to start the room, and now a spreader in a perfect spot.
Cards, what is going on here?
Oh my goodness gracious. Tele01 looking to have a mega fast Mutoid Man potentially here. We'll see if he can get another spreader to go with it. First arm pops off. Second arm pops off. He takes the death, but he's got lobbers waiting for him. Aquas with lobbers here. He's going to get the first arm popped off, so it's about a full form and change lead right now for Telio as he's pounding lobbers into Mutoid Man while Aquas has rockets. He needs to see a spreader soon to get back into this one. More lobbers for Telio, that consistent damage, that will do him just fine. Aquas gonna take the Telio and hope for a spreader. Another spreader for Telio! Look at this! He's not gonna get as much on it as the first one because Mutoid Man went away from him, but he's gonna get final form out of this right now. Tele01 looking poised to take a 2-0 lead here in this best-of-7 series. He's gonna need one more drop, so that key, unfortunately, that's your final form Mutoid Man shenanigans here. This rocket should be enough for Telio to finish the job here and take game number 2. And if this isn't, the lobbers certainly will be enough. Didn't need the lobbers. Telio gets it done in under 550. Again, Mutoid Man giving Tele01 the goods here. And right now, Aqua's in trouble here.
Yeah, so, wow, that's got to be one of the biggest swings I've seen this tournament so far. And Aquas just chooses to just forfeit that round there, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, he was just too far back. I mean, just wasn't getting the drop, wasn't getting the spreader. Just, again, great arena gameplay from Aquas yet again. You know, he's been solid. Telio had amazing arena gameplay himself there. This time had the lead going into the Mutoid Man fight, and he got the goods. So a huge win for Tele01, boy. So far, this match looking completely different from the one we saw 3 years ago. So far, these wins have been blowouts. Telio winning by 17 seconds. Telio then winning by a lot more than 17 seconds this time around. I don't want to say this is a must-win game for Aquas. Aquas is someone who can win 4 on the trot, but I really think he needs to win this game or he's going to be in really deep trouble.
Yeah, it helps with the mental. And sorry, I meant to say earlier, he didn't forfeit the round. There's just, Aquas didn't do anything wrong. Telio had, you know, it's like poker, right? You know, you get even if you have a really good hand, you have to know how to play it. But, you know, it just happens with this game sometimes. The RNG favors the other person. But I'll go ahead and count them in cards.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to call Aquas an underdog, but, you know, if you go by the rankings, he is a slight underdog to Tele01. Aquas, the number 5 seed in the tournament. Tele01, the number 3 seed. Last year's bronze medalist, as Aquas couldn't make it back to the podium last year as J-Pop for Life took him down in that second chance semifinals. That one also went the distance all 7 games. So Aquas trying to get back to that position, but Tele01 looking to slide Aquas back a position this year. So Telio looking to go up 3 games to nothing here in this match and have quadruple match point. We'll see if he can pull this off, or we'll see if Aquas can get back into this match. Here we go, Tetsuo.
So yeah, Aquas, we obviously, you know, we want to see him get that, you know, that orb drop with the manip here. I think that'll honestly help his confidence too. But like I said, Aquas hasn't been doing anything wrong. He's been playing phenomenally well. Telio's just going for the standard, you know, kill count, just prioritizing the lanes there.
All right, so they're both going to be about the same time. Looks pretty good. I think Aquas might have gotten the manipulation correct, but we will find out in due time. Telio will see if he can get a drop that will help keep him in the early goings of game number 3. And there it is. Aquas is 2 for 3 now in the orbs and grenades for Telio, so not a great start for Telio. Aquas should have the lead once again going into Eat My Shrapnel.
Yep, nuke on the feet for Telio. You know, that could lose potentially like 2 seconds, unless it's like a good nuke, a good time nuke. Telio's chasing the drops, you know, as we typically see. Wants to see that orb ASAP before total carnage is really when it eats a lot of time away.
There's a high 76 for Aquas, and Telio does get the orb, so it will, you know, at least keep him afloat. He won't have to chase in Eat My Shrapnel, but you see the time right there. He's about 12 and a half seconds back already. He needs to hope that Aquas makes a mistake, and Telio can't make a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this is the auto scroller of the run here. But Aquas is, you know, getting complimentary drops here, getting some rockets, just making things more comfortable. You know, eliminating those squirrely purple shirts. You know, they could definitely cause problems even in this room.
Yeah, he got rockets on the feet. That's the end of the room. 158 for Aquas, so he's in really good shape. He's going to be looking for a good drop to start. Total Carnage. A nuke in a bad spot. I think he's just going to ignore it. Tele01 is going to be done with this room with a 2:12. He actually lost time. It's a 14-second lead now for Aquas. But once again, just like in game number 2, Aquas not really getting any drops. Not a good start for Telio either with grenades. So he's just going to keep control of the middle of the room. Forget about that drop. Hope for something better. Spreader will definitely help Aquas.
Yeah, Telio, you know, is dancing in the center, doing a fine job with the lanes. Grenades won't help at all, especially if they're kind of in the middle. It's kind of annoying because you have to like kind of like work to avoid the item while you're also trying to avoid the bad guys, you know?
Aquas did get a Razor Shield midway through and has a spreader, which might be enough to close out the room here. Not quite, but he'll just finish him off with the Razor Shield, and it's going to be another sub-3 entry, 256 for Aquas into the bonus room. We'll see if Telio is able to make up some time. You know, he did get a Razor Shield. A potential nuke opportunity here for Telio. It's right there. Yeah, he is going to gain some time back. It's going to be now back to that 12-second deficit. So the time he lost in Eat My Shrapnel, he gained it right back in Total Carnage. So Telio staying in the running here, and that is not what you want to see if you're on Team Aquas here. You want to see if Aquas can build this lead here on Tank Trouble. Well, that's not a good start here, so maybe a chance for Telio if he can get rockets first.
Yeah, it's you know, Tank Trouble with the purple shirts. Once they're like in like each corner, it's like it gets really tough. Even with the orb.
Not a good start for Telio either. He also got a foot. Aquas got a nuke, so he was able to clear that second gunner. Telio has a little bit of an opening. Doesn't quite get that second gunner off the wall. Now gets the second gunner off. Both runners can now focus on the middle. Nice dodging there from Telio. Those bullets are going out of control. Great use of the nuke there for Tele01. Give himself a breather. That tank was looking for blood.
I'm sweating bullets watching this one, Cards.
All right, meanwhile, Aquas again keeping control. Can't get that last shrapnel, so just a little bit of a time penalty, but it's still going to be an Aquas lead. It's a 4-11. Ballbuster opportunity will await him also. Telio still trying to finish off this room here. He's getting very close, I do believe, here. However, I do believe he has lost a little bit of time here, so he gave those 2 seconds right back again. It's back to that 14-second deficit, but we've seen Telio come back from this before. No Ballbuster, though, for Aquas, but he does get a spreader.
Oh yeah, it's in a, you know, he has to walk down a little bit, but that's still a prime spot, and that's what you want to see right away. You want to, you know, get a good, you know, good introduction to the round there, or the.
Yep, Telio did get the ball buster, so that, you know, that's at least that. There's a second arm popping off for Aqua. So right now he's up by about a full form. He can ignore that invulnerability unless he wants to try to protect himself, which he does. Not a bad idea. Telio running out of lobbers here is going to help. And there's a good spreader. Another prime spreader for Telio. What is this, Tetsuo?
I've seen Telio's gotten so many like quality spreaders this series so far. It's remarkable. You gotta love to see it, you know?
They're both on the same floor. It is an empty drop, but Telio getting some good manuals in, has popped the head, and has taken the lead now. A spreader for Aquas. He can't die for it. It's too late. He's gonna have to go manuals here. Hope for an invulnerability here. Doesn't get it. Telio on rockets right now, which is the slow DPS. I was getting great manuals here, and they're on the same floor at the same time, and too late for that spreader. The worst drop you can have on final form. Telio right now has the upper edge, but there's an empty drop for Telio.
Oh, yep. And,
now Lobber's the advantage. This could be close, but lobbers for Telio. It's going to be very close here, Tetsuo. Aquas needs this game. Telio looking to put a hammer on this one. Aquas misses some shots here, and Telio's going to win game number 3.
So close, cards like that. I didn't know which way it was going to go for a bit there, you know. And yeah, keeping those lobbers on final form, that's so advanced, you know. So yeah, props to those guys. Another solid round there, but
4 seconds. Telio needed to make up 14 seconds. He got 18 seconds, Tetsuo. And now Aquas gonna have to do what you almost did, Tetsuo, but as it still stands, still only one person is done in Super Smash TV tournament history. He's gonna have to win 4 on the trot to come back and take it away from Tele01. I don't know about this. Aquas can do it. I have faith he could potentially do this, but Tele01 has just been running so lucky on Mutoid Man all match so far. He has to hope, Aquas, he has to hope Telio's luck on Mutoid Man starts to run out. If it doesn't, it could be 4 and out.
Yeah, just seeing like, yeah, the spreaders on Mutoid Man for Telio, you know, it's been insane. Aquas, you know, he's gotten a few spreader opportunities too, but yeah, really it's about, you know, this game, what Aquas, you know, needs to do. It's the hardest part, right? When it's match point, it's just mentally reset, just focus on the game at hand, as Brysolf says, 1 game at a time.
Exactly. You can't win all 4 at once. You got to win 1 at a time. And it starts here at game number 4. And looking back at that, you know, if Aquas would have converted the ball buster there, you know, a rare miss for him. If he converts that ball buster, it would have been real close. I think he might have won. 42% of a form, it would have been close. I think he might have won if he got that ball buster. But as it stands, Telio, quadruple match point here, looking to take down the 2-time bronze medalist Aquas and send him to a 5th place finish here. And Telio would make it back-to-back years where he makes it to the top 4. We'll see if he can pull it off here. Here we go with game number 4.
So we're going to see Aquas, as we've been saying, you know, doing the orb manipulation. Telio's just going to go for the standard kill count. You know, Aquas, I would say really needs this orb. You know, needs to get this minute, but it looks like he messed it up. Looks like he's doing the standard kill count.
He did, and that is not good when you're trying to gain every advantage you can on an opponent who's had amazing Mutoid Man luck. So an ominous beginning here for Aquas. He's going to be trailing, and he could be fishing.
So I guess it's just, now it's a standard Smash TV game where, you know, we see who gets the orb first. We don't know.
All right, I mean, if Telio gets it first, Aquas could be in severe trouble here. First drop for Tele01 is an invulnerability. If you get it to foot, that could definitely help. Razor Shield for Aquas, so then a second drop for Telio. Oh my goodness gracious.
Then a spreader to complement it. It's, yeah, clearing the lanes really quick there with that spreader. And then might be a good nuke for the room. No, it's a little late, early.
Yeah, it was a little bit early. It wouldn't have gotten the job done, but Tele01's still going to have a sub 80. Aquas does get an orb. It is a 78 for Tele01. Aquas, now he's the one trailing, going into Eat My Shrapnel by 5 seconds.
Yep, so yeah, at least both, you know, have the orb. Right now it could be, you know, anyone's game. We're not going to see a huge, you know, a bigger or lesser deficit too much.
No, unless we see like an orb on the feet and there's just nothing they can do about it, or one gets rockets to end the room and the other doesn't. Yeah, that's practically your only variables that you're going to see. I would expect that Telio will still lead by 5 seconds.
Yep, and so these guys are just,
you
look
know, at this.
Aquas could carry that into Total Carnage,
yep.
Possibly. Yeah, about half, you know, over half a clip, looks like.
At 201. Plays a 206. It's still the 5 second lead. Just Aquas kind of a little bit late on the firing there, but no matter. I mean, didn't lose any time, and that's the important thing here. A nuke for Telio to start. Total Carnage. Grenades for Aquas, just going to ignore him. A foot for Telio will give him the extra speed. Aquas can just ignore that invulnerability, but Telio picking up rockets on the feet here will give him a chance to extend that lead, and more Vitamin R could put him double digits up here, Tetsuo.
Yeah, I'm going to start calling Telio Elton John. This is crazy.
Of course. And then he gets another set of rockets with
when I
a
said
razor
that,
shield. He is the
the
rocket
game's
man.
listening cards.
It knows, the game knows here, Tetsuo. That is 4 rocket drops here for Tele01. He's trying to save it for the end of the room. He does. He is going to have clips to go into tank trouble with a 252, an absolute dynamite of a total carnage. But Aquas staying in the running with a 3-minute flat. This might be the last game the way this is set up, so it's time for Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell. But yes, as they say, and as they say, Tetsuo is hanging around. He has spreaders. Telio with the advantage with rockets. Both gunners are out. So yeah, just like that, they're out. Aquas can get at least one with the spreader, probably not both though. They just don't do as much damage as rockets. So yeah, one is out. He got a good amount of damage on the second. Doesn't have the second one off just yet. Still doesn't have it off and almost got shrapneled there, did Aquas. Picks up the dude, that second gunner still on the, and look at Talia, more rockets.
Wow.
Oh, Aquas loses the orb as he tried to get that razor shield, and that could be the end of dog racing here, folks. Tele01 looking in full control. Aquas might just be a little bit slightly tilted here. The shrapnels do go off on Talia, but he's gonna have a commanding lead with a 403 into Mutoid. Aquas, he's gonna be about 20 seconds back, give or take. This has not been a good tank trouble for him, and he's picked the worst time to have his worst tank trouble of the match. Does get a replacement orb. The damage may be done. Talio trying to get those manual spreaders in to start, and will take the death. He's looking for another spreader here. Kind of not getting a lot out of that spreader here. This could give Aquas a chance, especially with that empty drop, Tetsuo.
Oh yeah, that's huge. Like an empty drop could account for like.
Oh, and he's being parked. Talio can't get that spreader to do manage. He does manage to get it. Aquas, he needs to get this ball buster here. He's trying to line up for it, trying to get himself set up for it, but Mutoid Man just not cooperating here, and now he's out of it and does get the ball buster. Aquas in the running, but he is still trailing.
Yeah, no, getting that ball buster, that's huge. That
full form right now. It's a full form lead right now for Tetsuo. Aquas gets another player 2 spreader. Gonna have to go manuals here. Talio chaining lobbers. That's nice consistent damage as he's already popped the head. It's still a 4 form lead, but look at this, Talio, another spreader. This could be the one that seals the deal, folks. Final form coming up for Tele01. It could be his best run of the day, and a lobber. This is gonna be the writing on the wall, folks. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Tele01 has just swept Aquas. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is that is a feat and a half doing that. Like Aquas, yeah, doing that. Somebody like Aquas cards.
I mean, he's doing it against Aquas. Now, to be fair, Aquas set himself up to having to come back here because he had a disaster of a tank trouble. But Tele01, all 4 games, Mutoid Man cooperated for him. And that, my friends, is why we're always saying RNG favors the favorites and underwhelms the underdogs. And it sure as heck underwhelmed Aquas tonight. But GG's to Tele01. He is moving on to the semifinal of the second chance bracket and will be taking on Lucha Jim. And with that, we've got the top 3 and number 11 left in this tournament. Boy, Tetsuo, I certainly did not expect a sweep tonight.
I did not either. Just seeing, like, it's rare to see that many rocket drops for somebody, especially in, tank trouble. Like, mostly it was a total carnage, but also, yeah, tank trouble. Telio got so many. But yeah, I mean, Aquas, he still played his heart out. When you see a 4-0, sometimes it's not the full story of the match, right? Like,
no, absolutely not. I mean, a couple of those games, Aquas had the lead going into Mutoid Man and just spreaders in the right spot every single match for Tele01 to come from behind in those ones. I mean, the only mistake, he was 2 for 4, so he could have been better on the orb manipulation, of course, but that real mistake he made in tank trouble, losing that orb, trying to get that razor shield to get back to the middle of the room, that was pretty much the dagger right there. Once he lost that orb and was about 20 some seconds back, that was that.